MDawg Gaming.
Welcome back, MDawg Gaming, where a druid is just a druid, I guess. Oh, we've got mail. We have sold 2 of the items we listed. We now have 2 gold plus some silver. Very good. Almost got enough for that initial training for our mount. Alright. Do you remember what was going on when we left? I sure don't. I noticed that we have some bag issues. We'll have to make a point of stopping by Orgrimmar at some point and getting some bags. So this is MDawg Gaming, and we are doing a Let's Play with MDawg, our originally named Troll Druid. And he speaks with an accent, well, because just like the rest of us, he's susceptible to peer pressure. We are doing this video series, which is already getting close to being the longest video series I've done, just due to the length of the 2 videos I've uploaded so far. This will be the 3rd, and we're doing this really aimed at, first and foremost, just having fun. Also trying to incorporate commentary on the game, in particular if there was any new players, which is, you know, I'm sure every day there's a few new players trickling into this game, and if you happen upon my channel and we're checking this out, we're talking a little bit about some of the changes that have been made over the years. And a few tips here and there. Certainly not an expert. Just somebody that's played the game for off and on for a long time.
What do you need?
Yes, Gale sent me. Thonk.
Strength.
What you want, Thonk?
May your blades never dull.
This is one of the atypical quests, and as the game has gone on and progressed over the years, there's more and more like this, where you're not escorting or killing anything or gathering things. You're just doing something a little different. In this case, we're clicking on the eyeglass and looking for someone in trouble. There does not seem to be a lot of skill involved in this particular quest. I can hear some arguing that what's the difference in this quest and every other quest in the game, and I suppose that's a fair point. But this one is, in particular, kind of mind-numbing, as we're just sorta... Okay, maybe we're supposed to stay in that same spot. Let's just keep looking out. Wow, that spyglass really works. I see some herbs I need to pick. Thanks for showing me that. So that was the farm we were supposed to find, and finally we're looking for Tinjat. And as we zoom in across the land here, there he is with his pet snake and his tusks and his weird wristband. Alright, there you go, Thonk. We did it.
For the
Alright.
Horde strength. Raw.
Well, at least that that was basically just serving as an introduction to what we're about to do now and go help these folks. First, we're going to go, if there's an easy way to get across here, we're going to go take care of this quest we've had for a while, which is get these Burning Blade spell scrolls. It looks like we're going to be okay to cross here. And I believe this is the cave. Yep, we're heading to that cave right up there. I don't know if any of you have played the new MOBA style game Smite. I say new, it's really just new to me. I think it's been going for a little while. I guess it's still in beta, which is not that unusual these days. A lot of games spend a good bit of time in beta. What I don't know is if for Smite they're going to reset everyone's progression or not when they decide to fully launch it. A game like that, I would assume that they probably will not. But it is a third-person take on the MOBA. Instead of the typical camera view that you see in games like Dota 2 and League of Legends and others, this one puts the camera right behind you, almost like, I'm going to say about this far behind you perhaps. And you don't really zoom in or out, you're just there. And I don't know, interesting, a little more action focused, I guess, version of a MOBA. I've been enjoying it, just played a few matches, but I have been enjoying it. There's a couple of videos up on the site, the channel, if you want to check out more. Alright, we need to see what's going on here. Fire and shadow damage. I have no idea if that is something that has to do with okay, what just happened? I'm assuming this transformation that's happening with me has to do with this quest I'm on and not my Druid abilities, or I'm even more confused than I seem. Who knows? We're going way in the direction of our lunar deal. I guess this will take us back towards solar if we use that ability. I think if you go... Why is this chicken following me? Has that chicken been following us for a long time? Where's my pet journal? What if we summon this guy? Does the chicken go away? Yeah. We have had a chicken following us since we did that pet battle. Awesome. Alright. Alright. Arcane spells increased by 15%. And that would be these two. Alrighty. So I suppose if we keep using our wrath, okay, I'm just not really I'm not paying attention. We have gotten enough of these things that we're looking for. Let's get out of here. And here we go. Now, while we're up here, we're going to go... Yikes. We're going to go find our way across again. And work on some of these other quests that are up here. Don't believe that jump is for me. Well, we're just about all the way back. This is where we came across. Let's go ahead and go turn the quest in first since we're this close. I'm not sure what the follow-up's going to be to it or what direction it'll send us in. But we are currently level 10. And about to take some fall damage. Or not. Don't know how we didn't take fall damage there, but we'll take it.
Tug. Farewell.
Okay, so that's going to send us all the way up there. Alright, we'll go that way first. Wondering if we didn't take fall damage because of being in cat form. It is possible.
What are you looking for?
It is nice. Things like not having to dismount, well, not dismount, but change out of your cat form when you go in buildings and such. It's not as fast as a mount, obviously, but I think the travel form is as fast or close to it. So when and if we get that, that'll be nice. We have apparently out-leveled a lot of what we're running into here. And we are almost to the area. Here he is. Ragarin. We're supposed to go help Ragarin. Alright. I'm not sure those are the things we're supposed to be killing. No, I don't think they are. These guys are. This boar was just for fun. So... What would be nice is if we had an AoE ability. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. An AoE ability and gather them up like that and... Oh, yes. Alright, let's cancel that. This is Captain Flat Tusk. Often there are mobs like this that have different names, but the big thing you're looking for in the top left hand side of the screen, you'll see there's this silver dragon wrapped around his name, and what that indicates is it's a, I don't know, special or elite mob. But the big thing is, the important thing, it often gives you better loot, like perhaps a bag or something like that, or a piece of gear. And also it gives you a heck of a lot of XP. We just got over 1,000 XP for just killing him. So you want to keep an eye on those, and there, like we said, is a new bag. We will take that all day. We do need 2 more of one of the enemies. Oh, there we go. We can get him up there. We may not be able to loot him up there, but he's coming down for us. What a nice fella. Oh, that's not what we meant to do, is it? We're tanking. We're not really tanking. But we do want to... Let's just see what it's like here to fight in bear form one time. Druids are fairly complex toons, classes, in my opinion, and that is obviously coming from an uninformed opinion, but just from what I've seen so far and what I've heard others talk about, well, you've got the balance tree or specialization, which we're going to do, and it's fairly complicated with the lunar eclipse and solar eclipse. Kill Dust Runners and Battle Guards. And then you also have Restoration, which is a healing specialization that pretty much is all about HOTS, healing over time. So 2 very different specializations, obviously, which isn't unusual, but on top of that, you've got cat form and bear form for DPS and tanking. So a lot going on. Some different types of gear that you need to get to if you are going to have multiple specializations that you're playing with, and pretty different mechanics from specialization to specialization. So in my uninformed opinion, seems like a pretty complicated class compared to some of the others. The next class that I want to try, and I may do it Horde side as well while I'm embracing the Horde here, I want to run a Shaman through at least start one, see how it goes. From looking at the Shaman specialization that deals more with melee combat, and I don't remember the name of that. I know very little about Shamans, just similar to Druids, but it looks to me like it might be somewhat similar to the way Ret Paladins used to be before Cataclysm. And I used to love playing a Ret Paladin back in the Burning Crusade days, and still in Wrath of the Lich King I enjoyed it a lot, but they started to make changes to it to the point now where I actually don't like Retribution Paladins anymore very much. It's just not as fun to play them. But I do like doing I do a lot of healing on my Paladin at in-game, or have, so I'm curious to find out if the Shaman specialization that I'm talking about might be reminiscent of what Retribution Paladin used to be like. Alright, we're just picking a few herbs and trying not to disturb the gators in town, which we're doing a terrible job of not disturbing the gators, obviously. Boy, right now we are a little overpowered. But I think that's pretty much the way you feel on any class these days in the early game, in particular with heirloom gear on. But even without, I think Blizzard has things tuned right now to your advantage, especially early in the game. I most recently leveled up my main again. I deleted and started over, and I'm actually not even complete yet. I think I'm level 88. I'm not quite there yet, but I pretty much healed dungeons all the way through. Did some questing, but not a lot, especially in the later content. It just got to be annoying to try to quest as holy. And you have to have different gear, switching from one paladin between Holy and Retribution. So I lost my train of thought. Oh, we helped him already. So I did a lot of dungeons. Man, you level fast. In fact, I was had heirloom gear on and was just amazed at how quickly you level through, even up into the point that you get to Mist of Pandaria, and then it slows down significantly. Although it's still not bad. Just got to find the motivation. We're just sort of fighting in cat form right now, just because of how easy and convenient it is not to switch back and forth as we're going from place to place. I think we need to go this direction, so this is going to hopefully connect us. It's hard for me to say no. We could just keep running, but when a creature that we can skin attacks us, we will take it. We're up to 30. We need to just stay on top of the skinning a little bit. That's because eventually we'll be done with this area and moving to a new zone, and if we don't have skinning up around, I don't know, 40 or 50, we may not be able to skin at all. Have to come back and catch up. But we're doing pretty good with that. Here's a Dust Runner. Don't know what happened with that. All right. You may have noticed that every, I don't know, 10 or so minutes there's just a quick sort of switch over, and what I'm doing is segmenting these videos so that each segment is not more than around that 10 or 15 minute mark. And then and I'm using a software called D3D Gear to capture it, and there is a free trial of that. It lasts, I think, 15 days, and then you can upgrade to the full version. When you're on the trial, you'll see a D3D Gear watermark up here on the top of the screen. So in my early videos you would have seen that watermark. And then I'm using just the free Windows Movie Maker right now to just sort of put the different segments together and add an intro and outro. But if I let the movie be too long, it starts to run into, I don't know why, but I'm running into some problems with it. So that's why I've been segmenting it. And now that we've talked about it, let's go ahead and segment right here. And so you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Full disclosure, here we go. Segments right now. New segment. All right, now we're helping out this fella. Escort quest. You don't get a whole lot of these. And some of them can be pretty annoying, but they've gotten better. Back in the day, some of the escort quests, the NPCs would just walk so slowly. It was very frustrating, and there's that one instance where that's a real big problem. It's one of the early ones. It's the one with the cave that used to be so for me, confusing, and now they've kind of streamlined it. However, for the final boss fight, you have to activate an NPC who walks to the area for the fight, and he used to walk so slow, but I think they've sped him up. It's a little better. Grand Matron Tekla here could be moving a little faster, but I'm telling you, that's not as slow as some of them used to be. Alright, this is what we're doing here. Who are you? What happened? I was alone in my hut meditating when... I remember now. The spirits cried out and the river swept in. I'm lucky that you found me here. I'm old and no longer physically able to endure the elements like this. Will you lead me out of here? If so, I will grant you 1,085 experience and 2 silver and 25 copper. I'm tired of waiting in water. Let's make this a little bit easier on ourselves, shall we? Spirit of water, come to our aid. Oh, it's like I'm a death knight. Death Knight was the most recent... Oh, that's not true anymore. Monk was the most recent class. Death Knight was an unusual... That was an unusual time. It was Wrath of the Lich King, which is probably my favorite expansion, although I came in when this game was sort of in the midst of the Outlands expansion. Oh, what? No wind tunnel for me? And so that one is certainly, nostalgia-wise, pretty cool to me. But the hero class, the Death Knight, there was talk that it was going to be the first of multiple hero classes that might be introduced. Of course, if you start a Death Knight, you get to start at a higher level. I'm sorry, where are you going? And are you coming back down? I have lost... Oh my goodness, it's way over there. Good gravy. Yeah, I did a good job of escorting you, didn't I?
Victory or death.
Yes, they're safe. Alright. We got 2 more people to help. So, I just don't know. I wonder if they will ever do another hero class, and what it would be. Some type of war mage, or I don't know. I don't know what it would be. And then, of course, here in Mist of Pandaria, the most recent expansion, they introduced the monk class. And I have tried to play a monk class and did not like it at all. That's another one, the melee class for the monk. I've heard people compare it to old Retribution Paladins in some ways, but I don't know. I think it's the combination of just having pandas in the game now, and then some of the animations associated with the monk's abilities just didn't appeal to me. I'm not judging, I'm just saying it didn't appeal to me. We do have boots on, don't we? Yeah. Alright.
Relax. You see it now.
Whoa! The only challenging part of this quest is not killing them before they start fleeing. I see another one. Kind of spread out. I don't know. Looks like right along this shore is where these fellas are located. All right. Here we go. All right, we're doing so much traveling, the actual leveling time, I would say, has slowed significantly. Not because we're not getting a lot of experience for kills and quest turn-ins, but because we're running around so much. There's level 12. Star Surge. You fuse the power of the moon and sun, launching a devastating blast of energy at the target, causing spellstorm damage, and granting lunar or solar, whichever is more beneficial. And we learned Revive, which is an out of combat restoration ability. Slay the raptor called Scream Slash.
Sure.
And he is up yonder. Alright, so Star Surge. We're going to move this here. Let's see which one it gives us. Wow. That was fun. Our bags are going to be completely full here any minute, and by any minute I mean now. I like how it glows, showing you which abilities are getting the damage bonus based on whether you're lunar or solar with your eclipse. I also like that it doesn't cancel out when you turn into cat form. That would have been or travel form, I assume, or mounting up. I mean, any of those would have been pretty annoying had they decided to do it that way. Go ahead and skin this fella. There is Scream Slash. Go and attack him from back here just because we can. Man. So the cooldown on Star Surge is 15 seconds. Pretty good cooldown there. Alright, so what we'll do is we will throw down our 5 coppers worth of slime. Take that so that we can skin these fellas. And we are missing out on some silver leaf. Let's get this silver leaf. So we're going to go ahead and do a quick little transition on our video as soon as we get to somewhere a little bit safer. That'll give me a chance to take a bio break, and then when we start again, we'll start thinking about where we're going to wrap this one up, what we're going to try to accomplish before we wrap it up, but we'll be right back. Okay. I am almost certain that we are headed the right way. Guess we will soon find out. Yeah. We really need to get rid of some of this stuff. getting the leather off these guys is way more valuable than anything that they're dropping. Peace Bloom is still red. If you hover over an herb or a mine or even something that you want to skin, the color that, when it says requires herbalism, whatever color that comes up in, if it's red, that means that it's still definitely going to give you a skill point, or I should say almost definitely. I think it's certain, but then if it's yellow, it may or may not. And if it's green, I believe there's a slight chance it will. And then if it is grayed out, then it will almost certainly not, although there's a guild perk, I think, now in the guild perk system that gives you a chance of getting a skill point even after it's grayed out. We may or may not be correct on that one, though. Let's see. Working overtime, was that the one? Increase the chance to gain a skill increase on trade skills by 10%. I think that is the one I'm thinking of, but I don't know if it means, if it's grayed out, if it really increases, if it literally gives you a 10% chance on a grayed out one, or if it doesn't on those at all. So I'm not sure about that actually at all. Folks in the guild look like they've been running the Scarlet Monastery, which is one of the better early to middle game dungeons, at least in the base game content. They have changed up so many of the instances significantly, some of them for the better, and some of them maybe not so much, at least in my opinion. A lot of them for the better, though. A lot of them definitely for the better.
Strength and honor.
She wants us to get some teeth out of some crocodiles. There's those herbs we were seeing. Oh, come on. Guess you can't jump out of here. Zunta is over here. And I see this,
Hello.
oh. Pet battle. We're not going to do that right now. Alright, where are these crocodiles? Back here. So the pet battle system has a series of pet trainers that you go, and if you defeat their stable of pets, you proceed to the next one. I think each one has a quest associated with it, so you get experience, I think, from defeating each pet trainer. And it opens up your ability to face the next one. How many teeth are they going to give us? 37 for that one. There's no point in throwing that away. We need our water form. We're going to need quite a few crocodiles here. 97 of 250. That's what we have so far. That ability is just a killer. That Star Surge. And it's a quick way to get lunar or solar energy. These kind of quests are nice because you're getting not only the quest done, but as someone who's skinning at the moment, it helps in that department as well. I see a harpy. What's up, harpy? We are in search of more gators. We're almost there. 191 out of 250 on the teeth. They have a lot of teeth. A lot of teeth. Oh, I just lost my cursor. Where did my cursor go? Alright. Cursor is definitely just freaking out on me. We're going to have to do a segment here. Although I don't know why it happened. We actually had to log all the way out of the game and come back in, but the mouse is functioning properly again. It was working outside of the game, but in the game it just was, even when I tabbed back in, it was freaking out. So we do not need many teeth now. Now, one thing that is interesting is logging in and out. I'm thinking probably reset my solar energy. So we will have to build that up again if that's something we want to have. So let's give that a try. But with this Star Surge ability, it will build up much quicker. Alright. There we go. Once we finish this, helping Misha, that'll sort of bring this series of quests to a close, and I am thinking we'll be getting pretty close, if not past level 13 at that point. That'll be probably a good place to go ahead and wrap up today's video. That was kind of buggy too. Don't know what's going on today. Alright, Misha, we got all these teeth for you. It's kind of gross, but whatever. Got a hunting bag. That will help tremendously. Got a replacement for our belt. Defeat Zunta. Okay. I keep trying to figure out why is this quest. Alright, let's just look and see what happens with this. Where is our team?
now. What you want? Stay away from the room.
So now we have his second pet has come out, his Moomtar. Our chicken's getting to be in a little bit rough shape, so we're going to bring out our gnome, who should be able to finish off both of his pets without any problem. Put a little turret up. So we'll be able to do pretty serious damage each round. Who's next? Who's next? That's it. So he only had 2 pets. We leveled up the chicken, it looked like. So we finished that quest. Let's see what he gives us for finishing. That's not bad, 1300 experience. In fact, it's quite good. Feat to Dagra. And that's going to be over in the Northern Barrens. So it may be worth keeping up with those a little bit. We'll see. Return to Thonk, and then we'll go to Ogremar again. Was Thonk up above? Let's see. Thonk, Thonk, Thonk. We got to think about Thonk. Definitely don't think that Thonk was down in the cavern. I think we need to go on this side though. Let's try to save ourselves some time here. Yeah, our chicken went up to level 4. Looks like. Shows their abilities that they have. And you can make several teams, and actually there are some good add-ons that supplements pet battle system pretty well. If you're going to do a lot of pet battling, it's probably worth picking 1 or 2 of those up to. It saves you time on figuring out what level the pet is, or makes it easier to figure that out to see if it's something you want to capture or not.
Hey, how you doing? Have a good one. Keep it real.
Alright, we're going to speed up this process. And here we are. We found Tonk. So we came the long way around. The good part of that was we did pick up a few quests on the way. We have really leveled so quickly that we just about out-leveled some of the quests that we were on. So we're sort of not necessarily maximizing how fast we level, which is fine, but there's the turn into Tonk. And now we did hit 13. I picked an herb or something and hit 13 on the way over here. So now what we're looking at, we're actually close to Razor Hill right now, so we'll probably just go back there and wrap this video up. But we've got supplies up here. We've got some harpies to slay over here. We need to report to somebody way over there, and then we still need to go up to Ogremar and talk to the guy at the blockade. So we've got some things to work on here. We are level 13 now, made a little progress into 13. At level 13 we did not get any new abilities, skills, or features, and we will likely get something at 14, and then of course 15 will start our ability to run some dungeons if we so choose. So anyway, we're going to wrap this up now. I appreciate everyone joining us again. Hope you're enjoying our run through the beginnings of the adventures with MDawg, a troll druid. And until next time, MDawg.
Bye bye, Nods.